Group racing returns to Sha Tin on Sunday. 2 Group 2 events, but filled with Group 1 horses. Very warm welcome to Racing to Win. I'm Andrew Lejeune. Good to have your company. It is the company of Paul Lally, our form expert, and race caller Brett Davis as well. And Brett, the big guns are really out, aren't they, this weekend?
That they are, Andrew. Yeah, we moved from obviously Group 3 a few weeks ago now to Group 2. Again, it's handicap conditions, so we're going to learn a lot more from both of the 2 big races. But yeah, all the big guns, 98.9% of them are there, and could easily be Group 1s, as you say. As I've already said, we're going to learn a lot when we step towards the Jockey Club races in November, which will be at set weights, and then on to the internationals at set weights too.
Yeah, it's the Premier Bowl over 1,200 and the Oriental Watch Sha Tin Trophy 1,600 metres. Lots of interesting first starters as well, Paul, and a decent jackpot on the TT.
3.5 million is that jackpot on the TT, and as you say, there's plenty of our first starters going around, so we'll have a look at those throughout the course of the program. There's a couple I quite like, actually, that I think are good chances. And don't forget Bow Tie Day, boys, so we have to wear our bow ties.
Yep,
look
absolutely.
forward to that.
That is all sorted, Paul. We're ready for Bow Tie Day. I, Andrew, think it's probably the strongest card we've had all season. We've had a couple of good programs, but this is full of depth. We see the return as well of Nothing I Like More, who's undefeated from 4.
Yeah, very exciting to see him going around in the final events there. So, all on the turf, 10 races on Sunday's programme. Horse not going around, Circuit Glory is actually Group 2 winner in New Zealand, was going to be making his debut. He's out, Big Bang Bong is in. Brett Preble will be in the saddle. Let's race 10 at number 9. That is the Nothing I Like More race. So 10 turf races. A course is where we are for Sunday's programme. Class 4 1,000-metre dash is how we start the weekend's action. Headed by California Aspar. Barrier 14 for him. Alvinong takes £3 off. The debutants, Jing Wang Chi, Elite Power, Rookie Star. Lucky Time's first up. He's come up with Barrier 1. Fish and Chips, 2-time course and distance winner. Respect, only win on the all-weather so far. Hot Pepper, nice Fandango. Still to win. They've been placed over the distance. And Tourbillon King. He was 3rd behind Grade 1 last time.
There's going to be a few variations with the pronunciation of number 2, I feel. Quite a few newcomers here, but the pace will be hot, Andrew. It's a 1,000-metre dash. There are a few noted front runners like Tourbillon King, Fish and Chips. Rookie Star's got a little bit of speed. Be interesting to see where Lucky Time ends up because he's drawn Barrier 1. Worth noting as well, the false rail not there.
Rookie Star, I think, is the best of these first starters, so I thought I'd just show you his track work. I don't know if he's quite there yet, but he's moving nicely enough here, and this is his piece of track work leading into this particular race, the first bit. And then he came up with Belay Belay, who's pretty fit from his recent racing, and Chad Schofield, you can see, just pushing him out a little bit, but he was going as well as Belay Belay in that piece of work, so he's not too far away, but I do think he's the best of them. I do like this horse, Lunar Zephyr. He's come out of his last start, didn't have the best of runs either, and he's moving nicely here in the mornings, and very fit horse going into this particular contest as well. So they were the 2 bits worth showing.
All right, he's a course and distance winner, Lunar Zephyr. We'll start with him in actual fact. This is at Happy Valley though. Nice Fandango in the field as well. So it's the last time out for Lunar Zephyr. 2 starts back for Nice Fandango. Yeah,
Nice Fandango's come up with a nice gait. He's a bit awkward to watch. He carries his head high. He's got ability and he's going to get better with racing and racing. More racing, I probably should say. Lunar Zephyr, he worked early here. I like him going in second up, and I like him coming back to the 1,000. I think he just sits in behind the pace. He's had, what, 8 starts now. I think he's just learning about racing, and he might just pounce late.
Yeah, I think he likes a straight 1,000 as well. And in that particular contest, as you mentioned, he drew wide, and he had to really work in the first couple of sections. So he was cooked by the time he got to
He got a good hit out for a preparation, I think, for this race. When he won over the straight 1,000, he beat Encore Boy. They ran good time.
He's got a Barrier 12. As you touched on, Brett, how much difference that will make with the rail position, we'll find out in due course, because Lucky Time, who's been well backed here, he's come up with Barrier 1. This is his most recent trial. This is at Happy Valley again.
Yeah, nice trial too from Lucky Time of the 2. The first starter I don't think is quite ready in this particular race, the number 2. But Lucky Time, he went very nicely in this particular trial. He was under a real strong hold, and it was a good trial. The only negative, as you mentioned, he has to come from Barrier 1.
He's your horse to follow for the season, Andrew.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they'd start him off over 12 rather than 1,000. As you said, with the speed map, it depends where he lands, I suppose, but he will be finishing over the top of them. He'll be a strong late. Ocean Elite, he had 1 start last year.
He did, and he was in the market. That was behind Lunar Zephyr over the 1,000 metres. He's been very keen in his work. He was very keen in this trial. He was very keen in his other trial as well. and then he was sort of restrained. So I just wonder if they do let him run, what he might have to offer. He's one I'm going to throw in. I think he's got something.
Yeah, he's put on 35 pounds as well, and I think that's a good thing for this horse. And he's had a lot of work going into this, as you mentioned, into this contest, which he didn't have in his debut run.
This is Rookie Star then. You think he's the best of them, Paul? He's out wide there and just done a bit of a drive.
Yeah, he was. Look, I don't think he's quite there yet. Now, he's 994 pounds, so he's only a little chap. The other two are a lot bigger horses, but... so he's pretty well tuned up at 994. You wouldn't think there's too much left on the bone, but being by hard spun, I just wonder if his future's on the dirt.
It's interesting, he did run 6th in that trial behind Amazing Star and Alcari. It's turned out to be a good reference. I haven't got him in, but I'll be keeping my eye on him and obviously the other newbies as well.
All right, yeah, 3 newcomers, Paul, so who's on top in the end?
Well, I'm going to go with this Lunar Zephyr. He did work hard early, but I think he's cherry ripe for this race. He's drawn well, and he has won down the straight 1,000 before. Nice Fandango likes his 1,000 as well, and he's drawn nicely. He can be a little bit awkward in his action, as Brett pointed out. I still think he'll run well. Lucky Time, very good trial from him, and I think he can run nicely. It's just the draw in the one that just put me off a little bit with him, and I think he'll need further in time, as you mentioned. And Ocean Elite has improved from last season, so I went 7, 13, 6, 8, and I'll play exotics.
I've got the same 4 as Paul, actually. I've got the 7 on top also. Lunar Zephyr, I think he just sits in behind the speed and can pounce on them late, as he did when he defeated the reasonable sprinter in Encore Boy late last season. Lucky Time, I think, is the horse in the race that's got all the quality, but it's a fraction sharp and he's got the awkward gait, but I don't think he'll be too far away. He can stay on his Pat Malone in the middle. He might be just good enough. Ocean Elite, I'll be interested to see what he does when they do let him go, because he's been restrained through his early trials. And Nice Fandango, he's awkward in the way his action is, but he can run, so 7, 6, 8, 13. I'm going to suggest you just back Lunar Zephyr, win place, and you can go hard for me. I think he'll be in the first 3 for sure.
All right, $8.50 at the moment, $3 a place. That's the opening event.